the mindset that you might have, or the mindset that you have, that you don't even notice that you have it. The truth is, people with this mindset don't even know they have this mindset. So today I'm going to talk about one of the things that can hinder you from growing. This platform is about growth, exponential growth exponential. So we talk about growth on this platform, and one of the things that can hinder you from growing is having a low mentality, not having the right mentality over things. When I say low mentality, I'm not talking about not being educated. You can be educated and still have a low mentality. For me, a low mentality is a belief system that runs in the background of your life. It shapes your decisions, your relationships, your personal growth. It shapes your opportunities. It shapes the way you see yourself. That is what I mean by low mentality. And one of the signs that you might have a low mentality, in fact, a whole lot of people with low mentality have this sign. They argue a lot over things, little things they're not even supposed to argue about. Maybe someone just says something, maybe they did something and someone says otherwise. They just argue over it. What they are supposed to learn from, they don't even know they're supposed to learn from that thing. They just argue. When I was putting this video together, it reminded me of my old self. On this argument, okay, let me share with you something that happened years ago. So years ago, when I want to know the lyrics of a song, I would listen to the song, pause it, write out what the person says, and that was how I was able to get some of the lyrics of the song that I loved, right? So one day I was doing the same to a particular song, and someone that was living in our compound then told me that I can actually take the name of the song and go to an internet, go and search it on Google, and I'll be able to write out the lyrics and get the whole song instead of just. So I was so excited because I've not heard of it before then. I didn't know about it, and I put the song, and I took the song to Google it, and the lyrics came out. I wrote everything down. So the following day, that was the next day after I learned about this. After copying the song, I was not able to learn it the same day. So the following day, I brought my book out, and I was sitting outside the house to learn that song. And when I was singing, it was this song. You were my shield, you were my covering, take me to the place. You should know the song, right? So it was that song. So that place that says, take me to the place, I was singing, make me to the place. So a guy in our compound, ID heard me singing, make me to the place. He came out and he said that, oh, it is not make me to the place, it's actually take me to the place. And I told him, no, it's make me to the place, that I got the lyrics from the internet. He said, no, that people actually write those things. I'm like, what are you telling me? He said that people actually write those things on Google. I said, how is that even possible? It's a lie. People can't write things on the internet. How is that even possible? It's computer. It's Google that we're talking about here, not like. So we kept talking about, he said he was trying to lecture me on how I didn't want to hear, because I didn't want to hear, because I didn't want to listen, because the way I pictured Google that time, I don't know what I was thinking, but actually because I was fond of arguing over things that I don't even know about. So maybe I just learned the previous day that I can actually go to Google and type things to get the lyrics, but here I am the following day arguing with someone who actually knows better. I was telling the person, no, that's not possible that one can write things on the internet. That is Google. It's a computer that writes those things and they can't make mistakes. So I was like very loud. You know, when someone with a low mentality argues, the voice will be so loud. I was like very loud, trying to, the guy now said, the guy was, okay, so this thing went on, the thing went on for like 3-4 minutes or so. I kept telling the guy that it's lying, that it's not possible, that it's the computer. So the guy now, what I now used to pursue the guy was like, okay, if you say that this thing is written by someone or by people, then bring out your phone and write it. Let me see. Write your own and put on the internet. Put on the internet. Put it in the computer or the Google. Put it on Google. Let me see if actually that's the only way I can believe that people actually. So that was how the guy just left and be like, no problem. He left, and I was like very excited, thinking that I have won an argument, because he thought I was a child. Who doesn't? Like, why would he say that? And I actually missed a moment that I was supposed to learn something important, because the guy was willing to teach me, but because I always argue to win, I was like, I knew nothing about, I did not really know much. It was just a little knowledge that I had, and I was already trying to lecture this guy. So, and the worst part that was, I actually went to tell someone in our compound, the other neighbor, like this was what happened, and see what this guy said, that people actually write things on the internet. And the person was like, really? The guy lied. It's not yes. Yeah, he lied, because he thought I was a child. Did he think I was a child? I don't know. Can people write things on the internet? And actually, saying this right now makes me think that maybe the other guy was also lying to me. Like, it's like the guy knew what he was saying, and it was because I was actually sounding stupid, and the guy wanted to make me happy because he said, no, it's not possible, and I was like, yeah, it's not possible. By the way, and that was what happened. I would have learned something tangible that day, but because my mentality was very low, and instead of paying attention to learn, I don't know whether I was so angry or what, but I just wanted to prove to him that I also know something, right? Maybe. I think that was, wanted to prove to him that I also know something. That is most people with low mentality do. They just argue to win. They don't really pay attention. They just want to win an argument. And that kind of mentality does not allow you to grow. Okay, so from now, I want to urge you to, instead of wasting time proving points, you should use that energy to learn. You can learn from having a conversation with someone, even with a topic that you know for sure that you know this topic. You might not know it the way this other person knows. There must always be something that you can learn from a conversation with someone. So don't always see an agreement as an attack. If you know something this way and someone is coming to tell you that what you're doing is not the right way, don't attack the person, don't argue with the person, just ask the person, okay, which one is the right way, right? Which one is the right way? That is how to grow. The next time you see yourself, trying to argue, or just ask yourself, am I doing the right thing? Am I learning from this, or am I just arguing to win? The day you learn the difference between argument and making a point, that is the day you start growing. I believe today is that day, because You should know the difference. Please don't forget to share your thoughts in the comment section so that other people can learn. And I also want to know what you feel and what you think about today's topic. See you in the next video.
Bye.